Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Tianchen. I did my PhD research in School of Architecture, Southeast University, and postdoc research in Chair of History of Architecture and Urban Planning in TU Delft. Now I'm working as an associate professor in East China Normal University, and also as a member of the Port City Future research program initiated by Leiden, Delft, Erasmus Centers. As an early career academic, it is my great honor to be invited by International Planning History Society to share my PhD and postdoc research with a wider audience. My PhD research mainly aims to explore how the tangible and intangible factors composing the urban landscape are working individually and as a whole to deliver the cultural message of the urban landscape to the people who boldly experience the urban space, and how is the mindscape or mindset of the city people hold in their minds is shaped in this process. Within the scope of my research, I have come up with a series of specific research questions. The first one explores the relationships between the atmosphere of built environment and the city image. Based on literature review, I hypothesized that atmosphere, this key intangible factor in spatial experience, affects people's valuation on city image and their intention on working, living, and investing in the city. Based on a structured survey, we found that my hypotheses are mostly supported by data. If people are impressed by the atmosphere in urban environment, they are highly likely to think positive of the city image. And such valuation also have positive impact on their willingness to get involved in the future of the city. The second question is, what is the impact of different types of cultural experience on the city image? Since the construction of urban landscape is inseparable from urban public space, I'm interested in how different spaces regarding the typologies of cultural experience influence the shaping of city image in people's minds. Through a questionnaire survey in Amsterdam and the statistical analysis of the interview data, we found that in people's minds, certain types of cultural experience in the city is significantly related to the non-positive dimensions of the city image. Relatedly, the third question explores the impact of the roots of cultural experience on the perception of local culture, with a special focus on the sea cruise tourists who always stop at port cities to take a local tour. Again, through a questionnaire survey and statistical analysis, we found the roots of cultural experience in the historical city do affect people's perception of local culture. And we have pointed out some merits and flaws in the Amsterdam tourism marketing in terms of creating and promoting cultural tourism products oriented to sea cruise tourists based on our findings. Now here comes the fourth research question, focusing on the cultural heritage, given the very dominant role cultural heritage plays in the urban landscape in respect of delivering cultural connotations. I'm interested in the nexus between authenticity in heritage conservation and the authenticity in visitors' perception. Through an open-ended interview and structured survey, we have found that once the visitors are fully aware of the criteria employed by UNESCO in assessing heritage authenticity, they can intellectually evaluate heritage authenticity in light of conservation. Tourist assessment also significantly affects their perceived authenticity and satisfaction. I argue that by publicizing sufficient heritage information and encouraging the exchange of heritage knowledge between conservation practitioners and the public, heritage conservation can actually be compatible with heritage consumption. After my PhD research, I joined the Port City Future research team together with quite a few scholars from TU Delft, Erasmus University, Leiden University in the Netherlands. with a common interest in the spaces, governance, and the culture of port city regions. In this team, my main focus is on how port city urban landscape is interpreted in the maritime corpus. This time, my methodology is the deep mapping of the maritime mindset. By classifying and geolocating texts that are related to institutions, authors, publishers, contents, and keywords, we can intuitively read the spatial connections and the transitions of various ideas about port cityscape, and consequently review more unexpected findings. We employ this methodology of deep mapping to explore abstracts of listed UNESCO World Heritage sites published on the World Heritage Center website. We found that the listed port heritage appear to emphasize 3 port city functions, which are maritime, trade, and then defense, and also colonial practices. Other functions that include housing, leisure, or religion are rarely mentioned in these abstracts. Meanwhile, the listed World Heritage Sites present a culture-nature dichotomy in a testified outstanding universal value, which is not in line with intrinsic nature-culture connection embodied in the port heritage sites. To conclude my research so far, I take an interdisciplinary perspective. I started with architectural and urban series, but also incorporate series and thinking from phenomenology, environmental psychology, and also cultural anthropology. My research methods include literature review, case study, questionnaire survey, textual data mining, and decoding. My findings have substantially revealed that multiple dimensions of the spatial experience in a historical city have great impact on people's perception of the local culture and their mindsets of the city. In order to comprehensively deliver the connotations of local history and to shape a unique city image in people's minds, especially the visitors' minds, I have proposed a series of practical strategies that can be applied in architecture design, urban design, landscape design, heritage conservation and management, city branding, and city tourism management. Therefore, my research has made a cross and transdisciplinary contribution in a few interrelated fields. Thanks for listening. If you're interested in my work or see any chances of collaboration, please contact me via this email address. Thanks again. Bye-bye.